My name is Ruby Montoya.
Jessica Resnicek.
This is our statement. We will be representing ourselves as standby counsel, and immediate contact is Federal Attorney Bill Quigley.
The Dakota Access Pipeline is an issue that affects this entire nation and the people that are subject to its rule. With DAPL, we have seen incredible issues regarding the rule of law, indigenous sovereignty, land seizures, state-sanctioned brutality, as well as corporate protections and pardons for their wrongdoings. To all those that continue to be subjected to the government's injustices, we humbly stand with you, and we ask now that you stand with us.
Federal courts gave permission to lie and withhold information from the public, resulting in a complete media blackout. So, after being called by The Intercept, an independent media organization, regarding illegal surveillance by the Dakota Access Pipeline and their goons, we viewed this as an opportunity to encourage public discourse surrounding nonviolent direct action, as well as exposing the inadequacies of the government and the corporations they protect.
After having explored and exhausted all avenues of process, including attending public commentary hearings, gathering signatures for valid requests for environmental impact statements, participating in civil disobedience, hunger strikes, marches and rallies, boycotts and encampments, we saw the clear deficiencies of our government to hear the people's demands.
Instead, the courts and public officials allowed these corporations to steal permissions from landowners and brutalize the land, water, and people. Our conclusion is that the system is broken, and it is up to us as individuals to take peaceful action and remedy it. And this is what we did, out of necessity.
We acted for our children, and the world that they are inheriting is unfit. There are over 5 major bodies of water here in Iowa, and none of them are clean because of corporations' flagrant irresponsibility. And now another wishes to poison literally millions of us irreparably by putting us all at risk of another major catastrophe with yet another oil spill. DAPL has already leaked and will continue to do so until the oil is shut off and the pipes are removed from the ground.
On election night, we began our peaceful direct action campaign to a Dakota Access construction site and burned at least 5 pieces of heavy machinery in Buena Vista County, Iowa. Details regarding this action are attached. This was information which was not shared with the public. We recognize that our action wasn't much, but it at least stopped construction at that site for a day.
We then began to research the tools necessary to pierce through 5/8-inch steel pipe, the materials used for this pipeline. In March, we began to apply this self-gathered information. We began in Mahaska County, Iowa, using oxy-acetylene cutting torches to pierce through exposed, empty steel valves, successfully delaying completion of the pipeline for weeks.
After the success of this peaceful action, we began to use this tactic up and down the pipeline, throughout Iowa and a part of South Dakota, moving from valve to valve until running out of supplies, and continuing to stop the completion of this project. More information to follow.
These actions of great public interest were hardly reported, and the federal government and Energy Transfer partners colluded together to lie and withhold vital information to the public.
We then returned to arsonery as a tactic. Using tires and gasoline-soaked rags, we burned multiple valve sites, their electrical units, as well as additional heavy equipment located on DAPL easements throughout Iowa, further halting construction.
Later, in the first week of May, we attempted yet again to pierce a valve located in Wapello County, Iowa, with oxy-acetylene cutting torches. It was at this time we discovered oil was flowing through the pipe. This was beyond disheartening to us, as well as to the nation at large. This event was again hidden from the public and replaced with lies about ditch depressions. We stand here now today as witnesses of peaceful, nonviolent direct action. Our actions have been those of necessity and humility. We feel we have nothing to be ashamed of. For some reason, the courts and the ruling government value corporate property and profit over our inherent human rights to clean water and land. We are speaking publicly to empower others to act boldly, with purity of heart, to dismantle the infrastructures which deny us our rights to water, land, and liberty. We as civilians have seen the repeated failures of the government, and it is our duty to act with responsibility and integrity, risking our own liberty for the sovereignty of us all. Some may view these actions as violent, but be not mistaken. We acted from our hearts and never threatened human life nor personal property. What we did do was fight a private corporation that has run rampantly across our country, seizing land and polluting our nation's water supply. You may not agree with our tactics, but you can clearly see the necessity of them
in light of the broken federal government and the corporations they continue to protect.
We do not anticipate a fair trial, but do expect our loved ones to undergo harassment from the federal government and the corporations they protect. We urge you to not speak one word to the federal government and stand firm in order to not be oppressed further into making false but self-incriminating statements. Film these interactions. There are resources as to what to do if the federal agents appear at your doorstep. Educate and protect yourself. It is unfortunate we have to prepare for such things, but this is the government that rules, which continues to look more and more like a Nazi, fascist Germany as each day passes. We salute the people.
Details of our peaceful direct action are as follows. We hope this helps to inspire others to act boldly and peacefully. And we discovered that oil was flowing through the pipeline. This was not reported to the public. Instead, a story of ditch depressions was reported to the public in Wapello County as to the reasons why the pipeline continued to be delayed.
It is because of these lies we choose to come out publicly, to set the record straight and be open about these peaceful and viable tactics against corporate atrocities.
If there are any regrets, it is that we did not act enough.
Please support us and stand with us in this journey because we need this pipeline stopped.
Water is life, oil is death. Does anyone want these?
Take one. Sure, I'll take one.
To rule for the people, instead they again voted for oil. And so that's why we've chosen this site as a place to come forward and say what we've, express what we've done. These are some of the
Yeah. Drop.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Ruby.
What we need is to start protecting the people of Iowa, not the oil.
Thank you for your courage. Thank you. Thank you for your courage.
I love you, girls. We love you guys.
I love you guys. Thank you. Well done. Warriors for the planet. Thank you.
Anything that we need to be focusing on right now is that oil is in that pipeline. We need to stop that oil. People need to come together again and demand that the IUB begins to represent Iowans and not
going
industry.
to prison for it.
Absolutely.
The sacrifices that we have to make in order to ensure anything for our children.
Is there any place we can go to follow up on YouTube?
Mississippi Stand, Facebook page,
Arson, settling torches, and basically trying to do what they could, what they said in a nonviolent manner, that it was just against metal, to stop the pipeline after exhausting multiple different avenues of change, including the courts, including protests, including petitions, including different kinds of direct action. And so this is where they went after that, and they said that they felt that the information about these events was not released to the public when they were going on. That it was hidden. If you look back, you can see the Code Access Pipeline reserved the right to not tell people about sabotage at some point, and they're saying that's around the time they were doing these actions, and that they wanted people to know these actions were undertaken, and they wanted the public to know as they deserved to know it, and that's why they came out today and had a press conference and read out that statement. Again, just go to the website, look at that post, read that statement, and you'll have an idea of what's going on here.
When you want me to call and tell you I'm coming.
I'll keep, anyways, let's keep.
Love you, Ruby.
Thank you, Ruby.
Gracias.
God bless.
Love you.
I hate that box. Yes, thank you. God love you. Thank you, Jess. All right, Water Warriors.
Obviously, you heard there's
vandalism like this. It is unfortunate we have to prepare for such things, but this is the government that rules, which continues to look more and more like a Nazi, fascist Germany as each day passes. We salute the people.
Details of our peaceful direct action are as follows. We hope this helps to inspire others to act boldly and peacefully